So, everyone talks about building and scaling online, but how do you actually get more clients in your business? Today, I'm going to tell you my best tips on getting more clients while also keeping them coming back. Hey Boss Bestie, Sharon here with the Black Boss, where we teach you how to rapidly increase your sales while attracting an endless flood of customers. So, how do you actually get more customers and clients? Well, today we're going to teach you with these simple couple of steps that you can implement today. All right, so let's get into it. Step 1. First things first, you need to know your ideal client or customer. Now, a lot of people talk about knowing their ideal client or customer, but they don't actually talk about how to get to know them. Now, one of the easiest ways to do this is to use people that you've already worked with that you really like. Now, some of the things that you're going to need to know with them is who are they? What's their age, their race, their gender? Do they have kids? Are they married? Where do they live? Things like that. Another thing that you're going to really want to focus on is their wants and needs. And with this, you're going to basically make sure that your service is kind of tailored to those things. How can you solve that particular problem? That's one of the biggest things that you need to constantly keep in mind when talking about your ideal client or customer. Another thing that you're going to want to keep in mind is not only what their wants and needs, but what are their objections and what basically stops them from buying from people. If you understand that, you're going to really be able to get this next step really, really good. This brings us into step 2, where you are making really good content that attracts your ideal client or customer. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to use the information that you gathered from step 1 to basically make sure that you're creating content that is surrounding these people, that makes them feel like they're being pulled in, like, oh my God, that was made just for me. One of my best tips here is we find that the highest converting content is content that is value-based, that puts you as a solution to their problems. That's why making sure that you knowing their wants and needs and their problems is super important. So this brings us into step 3. And I promise you, this is something that not too many businesses really focus on, but it's super important because 93% of customers will come back if your customer service is good. Now, I will repeat that because that is super important. I want you to understand 93% of customers are more likely to come back if your customer service is good. Does that sound like something that you want to make sure that you have under your belt? Okay, so one of our best resources for this is a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People. You can actually read it on Audible for free. So go ahead and click the link below for that Audible link. But I will tell you right quick some of our favorite things that will really help you in particular. So the first one is to be a good listener and encourage people to talk about themselves. Now, I know that that's kind of hard sometimes, but make sure that they understand that they are the most important person to you whenever you're servicing them. And the next one is make the other person feel important and do it sincerely. I promise you, if you apply these 2 things to your customer service, you are going to go places. So this brings us into our next step, which is retention. And a lot of businesses don't focus on this, so I want you to make sure that you do, because you can swoop in and steal someone else's clients by doing this. I'm going to basically explain to you in a statistic so you can really understand how important this is. You're going to spend 5 times more money trying to get a new customer than to get a repeat customer. Did you understand that? You're going to spend 5 times more money trying to get a new customer rather than trying to get a repeat customer. So, retention is super important in business. So, what are some of the best ways to get your clients to come back? So, one of the best tips, and this helps my clients so much, what you're going to do is you're going to basically reach out to your customer who has already bought from you and ask for feedback and tell them if they give you feedback, you're going to give them a really good discount. And the discount will be not something skimpy. Make sure that your discount isn't like 10 or 15%. Make it something that they're gonna want to get, like 20% or 30% discount. You understand? Does that make sense for you? Because when they get the discount, they're gonna buy from you, all that stuff. So yeah, that really helps with your retention. And also service providers, I want you guys to keep this in mind because you guys are kind of the worst with retention or even reaching back out with clients. So I'm gonna pick on you guys a little bit. What you're gonna want to do to basically make it easier on you, because now a lot of people like rejection and stuff, and that's one of the biggest things that makes people not want to reach back out to clients or customers. What you're gonna do is you're gonna get an automated email service. And that will really, really, really help you with making sure that you take the emotion out of reaching back out to people. All right, so step 5, and this is one of the literal most important steps to this thing, is you're going to repeat the process. Now, the more adaptive you are, the more money you will make. I don't think enough people understand how fast business changes. To give you a really, really good example is during 2020, when BLM got like a huge rise, a Black brand in particular made a line of clothes that basically circled around that. And their very first day of launch, when they did that, they got 100K in sales. Like, is that not like crazy to you? Do you now understand how important it is to be adaptive and understand your ideal client and customer, so that you can adjust your marketing to reflect that, so that you then can adjust your customer service to make sure that it accommodates for those changes that your ideal customer or client is going through, and then make sure that your retention reflects that too? You see how it's kind of like a system and it really, really works well together? Now, if this helped, but you need a little bit more clarity on finding your ideal client or customer, go ahead and click this video right here. It's going to really give you a deep dive on how to do exactly that. Now, if you want a marketing guide on how to create content that will really attract and pull in your ideal client or customer, go ahead and click here. Now, I really hope this helps. And if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them down below. And I'll see you soon. Bye!